Hi guys, welcome to Colossus Mathematics class. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. In today's class, we'll be talking about the factorization method, and I'm going to be using this example to explain the factorization method. Now, when we talk about factorization method, what do we want to do? What we want to do is to actually look for factors of the middle number, the coefficient of x. And how do we do that? The way to do that is simply by looking at the product of your a and your c. Don't forget that yesterday in our last class we said that the general form of a quadratic equation is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So when you are factorizing, what you are simply doing is looking for the product of your a and your c. I get what I'm saying. When you multiply this a and c together, and whatever you get should give you this particular b. That is what we mean by the factorization method. So let's start with the example 1. In example 1 here we have so our solution, we have x squared minus 5x minus 14 equals to 0. What does this mean? This simply means you look at what we have here. What's the coefficient of your x here? 1, but you don't have 1 here. Anytime you don't have a number beside any letter, automatically you have 1 there. So 1 multiplied by minus 14, what will you get? You will get minus 14. So that means the product is minus 14 and then the sum is minus 5. Now you will think of two numbers that you will multiply that will give you 14, and when you add them up you will get 5. Are you get what I'm saying? So you can also put x squared here and you can put x here, since that is what is there, but those are not really part of whatever you are considering. What you are really considering is the number part. So what are the two numbers you multiply together that will give you 14? That's the first thing. So let's think of the number. So we have 14 times 1. We also have 7 times 2. We know that these are the two factors of 14. Now, after getting the factor, now look at it this way. If I multiply 7 times 2, I will get 14, not minus 14. Are you seeing that? I need number that will give me minus 14, but 7 times 2 is 14. So that means I can't use this particular number. Are you get what I'm saying? Now, let's change the sign. Let's say minus 7 times 2. That will give us what? Minus 14. You can see that it is correct like that. Minus 7 times 2 will give us minus 14. Now, don't forget I said numbers you multiply together that will give you minus 14. And when you add it up, you should get minus 5. So, I have already gotten minus 7 times 2 to give me minus 14. Now, minus 7 plus 2 will give us what? Minus 5. You can see that when I use minus 7 and plus 2, it gives me the value that I want. That means the factors here is what? Minus 7 and what? And 2. So now you're not going to change this place into this. So that will now become x squared. Instead of minus 5x, now we'll now write what? Minus 7x plus 2x, then minus what? Minus 14 equals to 0. Do you understand that? Let me explain that part. You think of two numbers that when you multiply them together, you will get minus 14. And when you add them together, you will get minus 5. And you can see the factors of 14 are 14 and 1. We automatically know that 14 times 1 is 14. But 14 plus 1 will not give us minus 5. So that's why I did not bother to use that. Then 7 times 2 is 14. But 7 plus 2 will give us 9 also. So I can't use that. Then I change the sign to minus 7 times 2. Minus 7 times 2 will give us minus 14. Are you seeing that? Minus 7 times 2 will give us minus 14, and minus 7 plus 2 will give us minus 5. So after getting that factor, then you change this your 5x to become those two values that you have now. Then once you get that value, you are already on your way to getting the correct answer. All right, so the next thing to do now is you pick them two that is saying x squared minus 7x together, then plus 2x minus 14 together equals to what? 0. And then you are going to have what is common between this one, x. Are you seeing that now? It will remain x minus what? 7 plus what's common between these two now? 2. Then you will have what? X plus times minus is what? Minus 2 in 14, 7 equal to what? 0. Do you get that now? Now, one of the things you must be very careful of is that the bracket here and here must be the same. Once the brackets are not the same, then there is a problem. Once the brackets here and here are not the same, then there is a problem. But once they are the same, it means your work is actually correct. Are you get what I'm saying now? All right. So after doing this, the next thing for you to do now is you pick the values outside, you join them together, and then you pick one of the values inside. And so I love to denote that by saying you pick this and this. So that will be x plus 2, and then you pick one of these. That will be what? X minus 7 equal to 0. And you can see that this has become what we did in the last class. So we have x plus 2 and what? X minus 7 equal to what? 0. So then you will now say, don't forget what I told you in the last class, that when you have something like this, so this will now become what? X plus 2 equal to 0, or x minus 7 equal to what? 0. Do you get that now? So that is what I will have. Then from here, I will say that x equal to 0 minus 2, or x equal to what? 0 plus 7. That means x equals to minus 2, or x equals to what? 7. So this is the value of your x. Do you understand that? All right. So now moving to the second example. All right, the second example says that if I have 4y squared plus 5y minus 21 equals to 0, find the value of y. How will you get the value of y? To get the value of y, the same thing now. So the first thing you look at is you multiply this 4 and minus 21 together. If you multiply 4 and 21 together, what will you get? 84. Are you seeing that now? You will have 84. And then here you have what? You have 5. I mean, here you have minus 84, and here you have 5. So now you now think of numbers you multiply together. Numbers that when you multiply it together, you will get 81. And then when you add it together, you will get what? 5. Now you may be thinking, is it always 5? No, it's not always 5. This is just a coincidence. I get what I'm saying now. This is just coincidence. So what are the numbers that I will multiply together that will give me 84? All right, numbers you multiply together that will give you 84, and when you add together, so let's say 12, and then 12 times 4, no, 12 times 4 is 48. Let's say what will be the value coming? 4 times 21, 84. So what will be the value here? So numbers you multiply together that will give you 84, and then when you add them, you will have 5. So we have 12. We've checked 12 times 4. 12 times 4 is 48. So let's see 12 times 7. 12 times 7 is 84. All right. So I have 12 times 7, which will give me what? 84. Are you seeing that now? But I need minus 84. Are you seeing? So I will change the sign. So I know that this cannot go, because even automatically 12 plus 7 is what? 19. Are you seeing that now? So let's change the sign to minus 12 minus 12 times 7. That will give us minus 84. Are you seeing that? But minus 12 plus 7 will give us minus 5. That means I can't use this also, because it's not giving me plus 5. So now I will interchange the sign again as 12 times minus 7. 12 times minus 7 will also give me minus 84, because plus times minus is minus. Then 12 plus minus 7, that's the same thing as 12 minus 7, which is what? 5. That means our factors here now is what? 12 and minus 7. Are you getting that now? So now what would that be? I'll change this 5 to what? 12 and minus 7. So that means my equation will now become, what now? It will become 4y squared. So I will have 4y squared. Instead of plus 5y, it has now become what? It has now become plus 12y minus 7y minus 21 equals to 0. Do you understand that now? So that is what we are going to have there. And then from here, you pick them two, just like I did in the previous example. So this will be 4y squared plus 12y minus 7y minus 21 equal to 0. And then what's the next thing you will have there? You are going to have what's common between this 4 and 12. 4 is common between them. Y squared and y is common between them. So what will be left here? It will remain 4y. 4 in 12 is what? 3. So this is plus, because plus times plus is plus. So that's 3. Are you seeing that now? Then what's common between here? So we have minus outside. What's common between here? 7. And then 7 in 7y will give us what? Y. Minus times minus plus. Are you seeing that now? 7 in 21, 3. And come here, sorry, equal to 0. Yeah, 4y in 4y squared is y, not 4y. You can see how I was able to note that, because I already said that the bracket here and here must be the same. So 4y in 4y squared is y, not 4y. So y. Now we have been able to get that. So I will join the outside together. So that will be 4y minus 7. And then inside y plus 3 equal to what? 0. The sweetest part of this thing is that when you multiply this bracket together, if you multiply this bracket together, you should get our equation back. If you cannot get our equation back, then there is a problem. So you can try that. Open this bracket and you will see that you will get this our question back, which is 4y squared plus 5y minus 21. All right. So finishing that up, that will give us what? 4y minus 7 equal to 0, or what? Or y plus 3 equal to 0. And that will be what? 4y equals to what? 7, or y equal to minus 3. Then y equal to what? 7 over 4. I get what I'm saying now? Or y equal to minus 3. So that is the end of our second example. Do we get that now? All right. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. All right. So let's see the third example now. For the third example, we have we have, so our example 3, we have x squared minus 9x plus 18 equals to 0. All right, so you can pause this video and try this question on your own. All right, so to do that, very simple, just like what we've been doing before. Are you seeing that? Just like what we've been doing before, that will give us this will give us 1 multiply, you can see that 1 because it's not having anything, so 1 multiplied by what? 18, and that give us what? 18x squared, then minus what? Minus 9. Now this means minus 9x, this means numbers you multiply together that will give you what now? That will give you 18, and when you add them together you will get 9. Numbers you multiply together that will give you what? 18, and when you add them together you will get 9. So what are the factors of 18? That's the first thing you need to get out first. The factors of 18: 6 and 3, 9 and 2. I get what I'm saying now. 6 and 3, 9 and 2. Now I automatically know that 9 and 2 cannot go, because if I add 9 and 2 together, I will not get minus 9. So the best thing is 6 and 3. So now let's check that. So if I do 6 times 3, 6 times 3 will give us what? 6 times 3 will give us 18. But 6 plus 3 will give us 9, which is not minus 9, so I cannot use this value. Let's interchange the sign. Minus 6 times 3, that will give us minus 18. Minus 6 plus 3, that's minus 3. I cannot use this. Now let's use the sign otherwise. Minus 6 times minus 3. Minus times minus plus 6 times 3, 18. Are you seeing that now? Then minus 6 minus 3, that will give us what? Minus 9. So this is the value I will use. Are you seeing the way I'm getting my value? So that means my value here now is what? Minus 6 and minus 3. Do you understand that now? So this my 9, this my minus 9 will not turn to what? Minus 6 and minus 3. So we have x squared minus 6x minus 3x plus what? 18 equals to 0. And then I'll pick them 2, 2. So that will be what? X squared minus 6x minus 3x plus what? 18 equals to 0. And that will give us x. What's coming between this one? X. And that will give us what? X minus 6 minus, what's coming between here? 3. 3 in 3x, x, minus times plus minus 3 in 18, 6 equal to what? 0. And that will give us what? X and minus 3. So that's x minus 3. Then what? X minus 6 equal to 0. Do you see that now? And so that's going to give us x minus 3 equal to 0, or x minus 6 equal to what? 0. So that will give us what? X equal to 3, or x equal to what? 6. So that will be our final answer. All right, so those are the examples that I want to show you here. So we have example 4 and 5. So I'll leave that as a class work for you to do. So God's love member, do this as an assignment and send to the right authority. Send your answer and leave your answer in the comment section also. So solve this example 4 and example 5, which is the first one is 3m squared minus 13m minus 10 equals to 0, and the second one is x squared plus 7x plus 10. You see, whenever you have the one on positive, it is always very easy. You just have to think of the number and you are good to go. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to do your assignment, give your answer in the comment section, and if there is any question, feel free to ask. I'll be there to give you the response you desire. Thank you very much for watching, and do have a great day.